Hello and welcome to the latest episode of The 6 Minute Entrepreneur. Now, this week I'm kicking off episode 2 of the 6 Minute Entrepreneur How to Sell series, right? Now, if you weren't here for episode 1, this is the series where I talk about the essential skill of listening. Now, I've put a link below so that you can catch up on that one if you haven't already seen it. But today, whereas we've gone from listening, I want to now talk about the psychology of buying, right? So the real psychology behind it. Now, to help me explain how it works, I'm going to ask you all to imagine a seesaw, right? Now, it's actually called the buyer's seesaw, and this explains how customers make decisions about what they're going to buy and also what different factors you can consider that will influence that decision. So imagine every customer has a seesaw and it's just sat over their head. Now, if you look closely at your customers, you'll see it on every single one of them when they're making a purchasing decision, or you're going to imagine that anyway. So on one side of the seesaw, you've got money, right? On the other side, you've got desire. So in simple terms, the decision to buy anything, a house, a holiday, a new dress, a burger, it's always the debate between how much it costs versus how much you want it, right? Now, like most seesaws, you'll find that one side is heavier than the other. So actually, it's going to tilt one way. So if the price is more than the desire, then the seesaw tips the wrong way. The customer doesn't buy. But this is what we want to do. We want the desire to exceed the cost, then the customer decides to buy. So if you went into a shop to buy a can of pop and it was 25 quid, you wouldn't buy it, would you not? The price that you would be paying would exceed your desire. But if the pop was only £1, then you're probably going to be able to justify the price, okay? It is as simple as that, right? Really easy concept, but it's absolutely key to understand why a customer is making a purchasing decision. Now, as a salesperson, you need to be able to know when the seesaw is tipped in your favour and the consumer's ready to buy, because they're not always going to tell you, right? And the other thing is you need to be able to influence the seesaw if it's not going in your direction. That's what this is all about. Now, there are only 2 ways that you can make the seesaw move, right? You're either going to make one side lighter or you're going to add more weight to the other side. So you're going to take off one side or we're going to add to the other side. So if you think about price, the easiest way to guarantee you a sale is to offer a discount. Drop the price. Make it cheap enough and anybody's going to buy it, right? But the payoff is this tactic is going to cost you. It's going to cost you, the seller, money. You give away your profit in order to win the sale. So the other way to influence the seesaw, which is the one I'm going to prefer, is to build the customer's desire by helping them see more reasons to buy. Now, there are loads of ways that we can help build up desire. And the more of them that you have in your armory, the more likely your customer is to go, yep, I'm all on board with that. We're making that purchasing decision. So a couple of little techniques, a couple of little tactics that you can use. So number 1, relate specific product benefits back to what they said they were looking for. Because remember, if you were listening to episode 1, that was all about listening. So you should have heard from that customer what they wanted. For example, if time was a big important issue to them, remind them that this product is available for immediate delivery, or you can get it on next day delivery, okay? Then ask them yes questions that are going to remind them the suitability of the product. Things like, do you like the colour? Are you happy with the size? Things that you're always going to get a positive answer on the whole, right? Number 3, tell them about the quality and remind them about any warranties you've got. And then number 4, demonstrate what the product's going to do or let them test it. You think about supermarkets, they've always promoting products by having small samples. So in summary, to bring this all together, I've got a few things that I want you to remember, right? Firstly, any decision to buy is often a trade-off between what something costs and how much that customer really wants it, right? Secondly, reducing the price might win you the sale, but it's going to cost you profit, not our preferred route. Number 3, focusing on reasons to buy by raising desire. It's going to be better for profit, but it's also going to remind the customer why that product is right for them, okay? So there you have it. The next time you're talking to a customer, I want you to imagine this seesaw on their head and imagine which way it's tipping, and it's your job to help them get it to tip the right way, okay? Now, while we're on this subject and linked in with this, I want to talk about creating win-wins, which is a build on from the seesaw concept, okay? So within business, when I'm selling something, I always try and create a win-win scenario whereby whatever the outcome of the question I'm going to ask the customer, the answer is yes. So instead of asking somebody, would you like this, yes or no, I would hold up, if it was a jumper I was selling, I would say, would you like this in the blue or the green? Because either of those answers results in a positive response for me. So always try and think about that. It just builds on from that seesaw concept, but think about, can we frame questions to that customer in a way that whatever the response coming back is always a positive? And I'll give you a little bit of a tip. I use this trick with my kids all the time. So even if I'm trying to sell my kids on an idea, giving them something where both answers I'd be happy with the outcome, win-win all round.